Hey folks, welcome back. I'm David and we're here in my shop at Ewor Custom Guitars. This will be the third episode of the Ewor Great Guitar Giveaway, and I've had some great response from folks. The list is growing. The names of folks that have entered a guitar name into this contest, the list is growing. I've got some really wonderful comments from people and some really nice thoughts and everything, so I really appreciate that. And I had one viewer, Michael Javias. I hope I didn't butcher your name. I apologize if I did. He sent me a great suggestion. He thought it'd be a good idea if all the folks that have been following along with this giveaway build would share this post, my different YouTube post, to both their Facebook and their Instagram accounts, and then tag me back on it at Ewor_guitars for Instagram or Ewor Guitars on Facebook. That would be a great additional requirement for being in the contest. Well, I've already started the contest, and I didn't think about that until Michael sent me that great thought. But what I thought I could do is, if you would go ahead and do that now, and if you've already entered, and you would go ahead and do that now, tag me on my Facebook or Instagram and put it out on yours, that I will put your name in the drawing again. So you'd have two entries for the same giveaway. Anyway, I thought that was a great idea, and if you do that, and like I said, tag me back so I know you did it, do that and share it to all your other guitar loving folks. That could help grow this thing. So anyway, I thought that was a great idea, Michael. Thank you very much. And we'll go ahead and give that a shot. Like I said, if you do, I'll put you in 2 times into the drawing to double your chances. Anyway, so here we are. This video is going to be about me finishing milling up these body parts and the neck parts. As you can see, I've got 2 back here. And the reason for that is, well, one, I had the wood to do it. And the other reason is I've never built this guitar before. And when I get into certain things like carving the top and everything, I've got certain thoughts in my head of how I want to do it. And if I screw one up, I'm going to be in the middle of a contest and I'll have to stop and rebuild a whole nother body or whatever again. And I thought, gosh, that's going to kind of throw my timing off of everything. So I said, why don't I go ahead and build 2? And that way, if I screw one up, then I still got the other one to give away. So I hope I don't screw either of them up, but you never know. Just trying to be cautious. It's good to have a plan B. So we've got a plan A and we've got a plan B. So anyway, both necks are all done, really, or the neck blanks are done rather. And they've been drying in my hot box for the past week or so. So I've got them way down to very dry and stable moisture content. That's the one with flame maple and wenge. And this is the one with leopard wood, purple heart, and Honduran mahogany. And this is my other neck blank. I've got the tops made up, I've milled them down, I've flattened them, resawed them, book matched them, milled them down. I don't know if you can see it, but I got some really great flaming out of this wood. All this wood came from Jubilee Specialty Hardwoods here in Mobile, Alabama. Anyway, both tops are ready to go. I got both bodies ready to go. Looks cool, I'm getting excited. I really like the way the shape is turning out. This is a vertical grain African mahogany. And it's set to go, it's shaped, and it's ready to get its body cavities routed in and everything, and my chase ways for the wiring and stuff. Anyway, so you'll see all that in this video. I'm going to run the footage on that and probably give in some commentation on it too, some commentary. And anyway, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you like it. If you haven't entered the contest before, very simple. Just give me a name of the guitar, put it in the comments, and I will enter you in the drawing. And if you also tag your Facebook and Instagram accounts for all your other guitar loving friends, I'll enter your name in twice. And anyway, so let's get going on the video footage for getting this far, and hope you all enjoy it, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Thanks, and we'll talk to you all soon. So I came across this beautiful piece of Honduran mahogany. That thing is 15 inches wide and 98 inches long.
I'll get 5 body blanks out of it. Beautiful piece of wood. In fact, it caused me to build 2 of these guitars at once instead of just one. That's part of the reason anyhow. So whenever I saw new lumber, I always put it in my hot box. I got a heat lamp in there and a dehumidifier. I like to keep it in there for several days just to get it as dry as possible. And also put it in there in between cutting on the parts too. So anyway, now I'm flattening off all the pieces. Got my little router sled there, and that's really the first step. Getting all the edges flat and square and straight with each other. So I just level up each board face up. I try to find the happy medium, and I just take as minimal amount off as possible. Then once it's flattened on the faces, I go ahead and run it through the joiner a couple times to get the edges. So we have a super flat faces on 2 sides, and we got 1 flat edge. Then I could begin to resaw them down. Well, I'll also run them through my sander too a couple times. Try to get everything flattened out as good as possible. Because when you resaw it, you want that wood to be nice and straight. And once I've gone through this, then I'll bring it over to my bandsaw and I'll saw them to thickness. And on the pieces of mahogany, I'll usually saw the back off. So when I get the back piece off, I'll use that as my cavity control, or my control cavity cover. So the grain lines up and stuff, it just looks good. This is kind of a slow process. Of course, I sped it way up for this, but you know, I take my time, go nice and slow. Get a really wide blade. I think 3 teeth per inch on my resaw, but it comes out nice. You got to take your time though. Really nice piece of flamed maple there.
Well, as always, the last little bit of fitting, when I flatten these boards, resawed it down to the proper thickness, and ran it through the drum sander to get it just exactly the same thickness. And then I joined it. There's always a tiny little bit of like it's touching really nice here and really nice here. There's just a tiniest little hairline gap in the middle. And I always wind up doing this. I just take a block of wood, a piece of MDF, nice and square and flat, and I got a piece of 150 grit paper on it. And I wind up dressing up this joint by hand just to do the final fitting. Whether it's a body or a top, seems to me like the best fit you get. The joiner gets it awfully close and straight, but I think to get a really nice fit, at least for me anyhow, I always have to wind up touching up a little bit by hand.
So I'll just keep doing that. I just identify the spots that are open, and I find those spots. I just take a couple swipes at a time. It doesn't take too much. Just got to go real easy on it. I'll do it with the body parts or the top parts. Any 2 things I'm joining together like that. And once they're all fitted, thicknessed, sanded, and I get ready to glue them up in my gluing jig. There's a lot of different ways of doing that. I use this particular jig I made up. It works out good. Little wax paper on there keeps it glued from sticking to it. And I glue it up and I clamp it down first to keep the pieces flush and in line with each other. And then I run clamps the other way through it. I have some slots in the sides too, where I run the clamps up the side of the thing. And just like that. Pulls it nice, keeps it flat. Works out good. I don't have to have 50 clamps on the thing. Of course, I'll do the same thing with the tops too. And this is really handy when you go to glue the top onto the body. This is a jig I use for that as well. So here we are. We're all surfaced. We're thickness cut and glued up, and we're ready to cut out all the body parts. Of course, I identify my center line on it, figure the side I want facing up and facing down, and mark out my templates. Now that all my parts are ready, I'll cut them all at the same time. Now I'm just going to saw them out on the bandsaw. Of course, I put a different blade in now. Here's my small, it's probably a 1/4 inch blade I use instead of that big 3/4 inch blade that I use for resawing. Drop it down a little bit to cut the faces up. So I've done 2 bodies and 2 faces. I'm going to go ahead and build 2 guitars at one time. Beautiful piece of flame I got in that wood too. All that came from a local supplier here too. Getting ready to run it through my little router with my bearing template bit. That's a 3 horsepower porta-cable router under there, by the way. The more power a router has, really the safer it is. And it'll cut right through, even though I'll still go around 2 or 3 times. I never take it off all in one shot. So once that's done, I run it through my spindle sander. Just got that. That's a Grizzly spindle sander too. That's a really nice tool. A lot nicer than my old one. I'm still using the old one, but that's a good one. And that's about it. They're ready to go.
Well, folks, thanks for watching. I was going to put the neck the neck footage in this video too, where I was milling up the neck and making all the parts and everything. And there was some stuff I wanted to show on that. And honestly, this video was just getting too long. So I decided to cut it off at doing the bodies on this video. And the next video, I'll get into doing the necks and the wood selection, everything on that. Anyway, I really appreciate you watching. I hope you liked it and hope you got something out of it. I'm trying to show all the steps in order, because when I was learning, watching other guys on YouTube, that was a big question to me, exactly what you do first, second, third, fourth, and so on. So I'm trying to show all the steps in order that they go. Anyway, thanks for watching. Give me a like and subscribe. And don't forget about Facebook and Instagram. If you share it on that, I'll enter you in the contest a second time. 2 times is better than 1 time, right? Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.